I walked into the house without telling anyone. My hands were still tired from the long day, my shoulders heavy, but I forced myself to smile. Maybe she'll be happy, I whispered to myself. A surprise visit, that's all. I closed the door behind me slowly. The house felt too quiet. No sound, no TV, no footsteps. Aisha, I called out. I'm home early. No answer. I frowned and stepped forward. Aisha, you there? Still nothing. I paused, listening. That silence didn't feel normal. It felt wrong. I rubbed my neck. Maybe she went out. But then I noticed something else. A faint smell in the air. Not bad, but unfamiliar. I walked further inside. Strange. My eyes moved around the room. Nothing looked messy, but something felt off. Too still. Too controlled. Hello. I called again, louder this time. No response. I sighed, running a hand through my hair. I came all this way, and no one's even home? But as I stood there, I heard it. A sound. Soft but real. I froze. What was that? I whispered. My heart started to beat faster. I turned slowly toward the hallway. Another sound. A small movement. A creak. It was coming from the bedroom. I swallowed hard. Aisha? No answer. I took a step forward. Then another. Maybe she's just sleeping, I told myself. Yeah, that's it. But my gut didn't believe me. The closer I got, the louder my heartbeat felt. I could hear it in my ears. Don't overthink, I whispered. Just open the door. I stopped right in front of the bedroom. My hand trembled as I reached for the handle. Please just be normal, I muttered. I turned the handle. The door opened slowly. And that's when everything stopped. Time froze. My breath stopped in my chest. My mind went completely blank. I stood there, unable to move. What? The words barely came out of my mouth. Inside the room, I saw them. My wife. And him. I stared, trying to understand what I was seeing. Aisha, I whispered. She looked up. Her face changed instantly. Wait, she said quickly. But I didn't move. I couldn't move. Say something, I managed to say, but my voice was barely there. Behind her, he quickly stepped back. Bro, he started. Bro. That word hit me harder than anything else. I looked at him. My best friend. The person I trusted more than anyone. You, I said slowly. He looked away. Don't say anything, Aisha said quickly. Just listen. Listen. I repeated. My voice cracked. Listen to what exactly? She stood up, fixing her clothes, her hands shaking. This isn't what it looks like, she said. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because I didn't know what else to do. What it looks like? I said. You think I don't see what I'm seeing? She stepped forward. Please calm down. Calm down. I snapped. My voice finally came back. I walk into my own home and find my wife with my best friend, and you want me to calm down? Silence. He didn't say anything. That silence hurt more than anything. You can't even look at me? I asked him. He kept his head down. Aren't you going to explain? I asked. Still nothing. I shook my head slowly. Unbelievable. Aisha tried to speak again. We didn't mean for this to happen. Stop. I raised my hand. Don't say that. Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry. Sorry, I said quietly. My voice lowered. Do you even understand what you've done? She didn't answer. I looked at both of them. My chest felt tight. My breathing was heavy. How long? I asked. Aisha froze. Tell me, I said. How long has this been going on? She looked at me, then looked away. Months, she whispered. Months. That word echoed in my head. I stepped back slowly. Months, I repeated. I nodded. While I was trying to build our life. I know, she said quickly. It wasn't planned. Stop lying. I cut her off. My voice got sharp. You planned this the moment you started hiding things. She looked down. I turned to him. You too, I said. You were there, supporting me, laughing with me. I trusted you. He finally spoke. Man, I didn't mean for it to go this far. Don't call me that, I said. Don't call me man like we're still friends. He clenched his jaw. I'm sorry. I shook my head. Sorry doesn't fix this. My voice dropped again. Nothing fixes this. I looked around the room. Everything felt different now. The same room I used to feel safe in now felt choose. Like it didn't belong to me anymore. I felt something inside me break. Not loudly, but deeply. A silence spread inside me. I didn't yell. I didn't hit anything. I didn't cry. I just stood there, looking at them, feeling nothing, or maybe everything. I see, I said slowly. Both of them stayed silent. I came home early, I continued. My voice was calm now, thinking I was doing something good. I looked at Aisha, and this is what I get. She covered her face. Please don't say it like that. I took one step back, then another. I won't shout, I said. I won't break anything. I pointed at them. But you already broke everything. Silence again. I turned away from the door. My chest felt hollow, like something inside me had been removed. I'm done, I said quietly, and I walked away. I didn't look back when I left the room. I just kept walking, footsteps slow, breathing steady, face calm. But inside I was breaking. Don't react, I whispered to myself. Just get out. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. The sound felt too loud. Click. That was it. That one sound like my life shutting down. I walked down the stairs, each step heavier than the last. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I stopped, looked at it. Aisha's name on the screen. I didn't answer. It buzzed again. Then again. Not now, I muttered. I put the phone back in my pocket and kept walking. My chest felt tight. My hands were shaking now. Stay calm, I told myself. Stay calm. But my thoughts were not calm. They said it wasn't what it looked like. I laughed under my breath. What else could it be? My phone rang again. And again. I pulled it out this time. Aisha. I stared at the screen. Pick up, I said to myself. But my thumb didn't move. Why can't I pick up? I whispered. Because I already knew the answer. I declined the call. Then turned off my phone. Silence. Finally. But my mind got louder. I trusted her. I trusted him. Was it all fake? I stopped walking. My breathing got faster. No, this can't be real. I pressed my hand against my chest. Months, she said, months. I closed my eyes. Memories started coming back. Her late nights. Her excuses. His visits. Their laughter. All of it. Wait, I muttered. My eyes opened wide. No, that's just coincidence. But another memory hit me. Aisha once said, "You're always busy." Rizwan once said, "You need to rest more." I laughed. They were always so close. Too close. Was I blind? I asked myself. I started walking again, faster now. No, I wasn't blind. My jaw tightened. I just didn't want to see it. That thought hurt more than anything. My phone vibrated again. I ignored it. Stop thinking about it, I said to myself. But I couldn't. Why didn't I notice? My steps slowed again. I work for us. I gave everything, and this is what I get. My fists clenched. No, I don't deserve this. My phone started ringing again. I looked at it. This time a different name. Hina, my sister. I answered. Hello. Her voice came instantly. Where are you? I've been calling you. I took a deep breath. I'm outside. You sound strange, she said. What happened? I didn't answer right away. Did something happen? She asked again. I stayed quiet. I'm coming to you, she said quickly. No, I said. Just stay where you are. She paused. Tell me what's going on. I rubbed my face. I can't right now. You can, she said firmly. Just talk to me. I hesitated, then whispered, I came home early. And my throat tightened, and I found them. Silence. Then, them, she asked softly. I swallowed hard. My wife, I said slowly, and my best friend. Another silence. Longer this time. Then her voice came, sharp. What? I closed my eyes. I walked in, and they were together. Are you serious? She said. Tell me you're joking. I'm not. Her voice changed. Where are you right now? Outside. Stay there. Don't go back. I won't. I leaned against the wall. I don't even want to see them again. She took a deep breath. How long? She asked. I paused. Months. Months? She said. Yes. Her tone got angry. That's disgusting. I didn't respond. You don't deserve this, she continued. I know, I said quietly. No, you don't understand, she said. You really don't deserve this. Her words hit me, but I didn't feel them fully, because inside, I felt nothing, or maybe too much. I don't know what to do, I admitted. Leave them, she said immediately. Just walk away. I already did. Good. Another pause. Then softer. Are you okay? I laughed. No. Do you want me to come? No. I'll lean my head back. I just want silence. She stayed quiet for a moment. Okay, she said. If you need me, call. I will. We hung up. I stood there alone. Completely alone. Later that night, I sat in my room. Small. Quiet. Empty. I turned my phone back on. Messages flooded in. Aisha. Rizwan. Missed calls. I didn't open any of them. I just opened my gallery. Photos. Me and Aisha smiling. Me and Rizwan laughing. Trips. Memories. Look at that. I whispered. I zoomed into one photo. Her smile. His arm around me. I stared at it. Was that fake? My finger trembled. Or was I just blind? I kept scrolling. Picture after picture. Each one felt like a lie now. My chest tightened. I believed all of this. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. Or maybe I just ignored what was in front of me. Silence filled the room. My voice came out slowly. Was I blind? I closed my eyes. Or did I just choose not to see? I stood outside for a long time before I decided to go back. Not angry. Not shouting. Just done. I need answers, I whispered to myself. My fists clenched as I walked back toward the house. No yelling, I told myself. Just truth. I reached the door and stopped. My hand hovered over the handle. What am I even hoping to hear? I muttered. I pushed the door open. Inside, silence again. Aisha. I called. No answer. I walked in slowly. Then I saw her, sitting on the couch, head down, crying. My chest tightened. You're still here, I said. She looked up immediately. I didn't leave, she said, her voice breaking. I nodded slowly. Good, because I needed this. I looked around. Where is he? She wiped her face. He left. I exhaled. Of course he did. I stepped closer. You wanted to talk, I said. So talk. She shook her head. I don't even know where to start. Start with the truth, I said. My voice stayed calm, but my hands didn't. They were shaking. She stood up slowly. I never wanted to hurt you, she said. I laughed softly. That doesn't answer anything. She stepped closer. It just happened. Just happened. I repeated. Yes. I shook my head. No, that doesn't just happen. She looked down again. I was alone, she said quietly. I froze. Alone. I repeated. Yes, you were always working, always busy. So this is my fault now. I asked. No, she said quickly. I'm not blaming you. But you just said. I know, she cut in. I know how it sounds. I crossed my arms. Then explain it properly. She took a shaky breath. It started as just talking, then meeting, then it got complicated. Complicated, I said. I stepped closer. You call this complicated? She started crying harder. I didn't plan this. I stared at her. Then why hide it? Silence. Why lie to me? I asked. I was scared, she whispered. Of what? Losing you. I laughed again. You lost me the moment you chose him. Her face crumbled. I'm sorry. Stop saying that, I said sharply. Sorry doesn't change anything. I turned away for a second, trying to control my breathing. Then I looked at her again. How long? I asked. She didn't answer. Aisha. She looked at me. How long? Her lips trembled. Months, she whispered. I closed my eyes. Months. I nodded slowly. And you kept looking me in the eye. She covered her face. I didn't know how to stop. That's not an answer, I said. That's an excuse. She shook her head. I swear. Stop. I interrupted. I don't want your promises. Silence filled the room. Then I said, where is he? She hesitated. He was scared to face you. Scared, I repeated. I laughed again, but there was no humor in it. He should be. The door opened behind me. I turned. Rizwan. He stood there, frozen. I came back, he said quietly. Good, I replied. Because now, I had both of them. He stepped inside slowly. I didn't want to run, he said. Then talk, I said. He avoided my eyes. I messed up. Is that your full explanation? I asked. He swallowed. I didn't plan this either. I stepped closer. You didn't plan it? No. Then what did you plan? I asked. Silence. Aisha spoke softly. Please, just listen. I looked at her. Then back at him. Fine. He took a deep breath. It started with talking about you. I frowned. About me? He nodded. You were always busy, always focused. And, I said, I felt left out. I stared at him. So you decided to destroy my life? No. Then what? I snapped. I felt like I was always second, he said. I laughed. You were my best friend. You were everything. And this is how you felt? He finally looked at me. I was jealous, he admitted. The room went quiet. That word, jealousy, it hit harder than anything. Jealous, I repeated. He nodded slowly. Of what? He looked away. Your life, your success, your marriage. I stepped closer. So instead of talking to me, you chose her? He didn't answer. That's your reason? I asked. He clenched his jaw. I didn't mean to fall for her. I shook my head. You keep saying that. But you did. Silence. Then Aisha spoke. It wasn't just one person. I looked at her. What? She wiped her tears. I also felt like I wasn't enough. I stared at her. Enough. She nodded. You were always working, always distant. So you replaced me? I said, no, I didn't replace you. Then what did you do? I asked. She didn't answer. Rizwan spoke again. I thought, maybe I mattered to her. I turned to him. And I thought I mattered to you. My voice was low now. I guess I was wrong. He looked down. Silence filled the room again. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Real. I took a step back. Then another. I don't recognize either of you, I said. They both looked at me. What happened to the people I trusted? No answer. What happened to us? Still nothing. I shook my head slowly. I gave you everything I had. And you gave me this. My voice stayed calm. But inside, something was gone. I looked at them one last time. Not with anger. Not with pain. Just realization. I don't know you, I said quietly. And I don't think I ever really did. Silence. And this time, it felt final. I didn't go back that night. I just walked away. No shouting. No explanation. No looking back. Where am I even going? I whispered to myself. I kept walking until my legs started hurting. Until my mind went quiet. Then I found a small room to rent. Cheap. Empty. Silent. Is this my life now? I asked myself. I sat on the bed. Just sat there. No one to talk to. No one to ask questions. Just me. And my thoughts. Days passed. Same routine. Wake up. Sit. Stare. Sleep. Repeat. I stopped checking my phone. Stopped replying. Stopped caring. Or at least, I told myself that. But inside, everything still hurt. One day at work, someone called my name. Hey. I didn't respond. Hey, are you listening? I turned slowly. Farhan. My colleague. He looked at me closely. You've been acting weird, he said. I shrugged. Nothing's wrong. He raised an eyebrow. Really? Yeah. He crossed his arms. You look like you haven't slept in days. I looked away. I'm fine. No, you're not, he said. I stayed silent. He stepped closer. Talk to me. I said I'm fine. No, he said calmly. You're not. I clenched my jaw. Why do you care? He didn't hesitate. Because I've seen you before. I frowned. See me? He nodded. The old you. I stayed quiet. And this isn't it. His words hit something. But I didn't respond. Something happened, he said. Not a question. A statement. I didn't answer. He waited. Then sighed. All right. He pointed at a chair. Sit. I'm busy, I said. No, you're not, he replied. I didn't move. He sat down himself. Whatever it is, you're carrying it alone. Silence. I stared at the floor. Finally, I said, I don't want to talk about it. Fine, he said, but I'm still going to say something. I looked at him. He leaned forward. You either stay broken, or you rebuild. Those words stayed in the air. Heavy. Sharp. I looked away. Easy to say. Not easy to do, he replied. But it's the only way forward. I let out a slow breath. I don't know how. He nodded. Start small. Like what? I asked. Take care of yourself. I frowned. I am. No, he said. You're surviving. That's not the same. Silence again. You lost something, he continued. But you didn't lose yourself. I laughed softly. Feels like I did. Then find it again, he said. I didn't respond. But his words stayed. That night, I sat in my room again. Same silence. Same emptiness. But this time, something felt different. I stood up. Looked at myself in the mirror. Is this me? I asked. A tired man. Broken eyes. Lost expression. I can't stay like this, I said. I turned away. Grabbed a water bottle. Did a few push-ups. Then stopped. Collapsed on the floor. Too weak, I muttered. I laughed at myself. Start again. I stood up. Did it again. Slowly. Bad form. But I kept going. Days turned into weeks. I started waking up earlier. running, exercising, eating properly. Some days were hard. Some days I wanted to quit. But I didn't. Just one more, I'd tell myself. One day, my phone rang. I looked at the screen. Aisha. I didn't pick up. It rang again. And again. I turned the phone face down. I don't owe you anything anymore, I said quietly. And I walked away. Farhan noticed the change. You look better, he said. I shrugged. I'm trying. He nodded. That's all you need. I looked at him. Why did you help me? He smiled slightly. Because someone once helped me. I stayed quiet. Now it's your turn, he said. I nodded. That night, I sat alone again. But not the same way. Not empty. Just quiet. I looked at my reflection. You're still here, I said. But you're not the same. I leaned back. Closed my eyes. And for the first time, I didn't feel like I was falling. I felt like I was starting again. Months passed. Slowly, I started feeling like myself again. Not fully, but enough. I can breathe again, I whispered one morning. I stretched, looked at myself in the mirror, and nodded. Not bad. I walked out for work. Farhan noticed first. You look different, he said. I shrugged. Better. He smiled. Yeah, better. I nodded. I'm trying. That's good, he said. Keep going. I didn't say much. But inside, I felt steady, calmer, stronger. Days turned into weeks, then months. Life didn't rush. It just moved, quietly, and I moved with it. Then one day, Farhan leaned back in his chair. Have you heard? He asked. About what? I replied. He looked at me. About them. I paused. No. He nodded slowly. Things aren't going well. I stayed silent. What do you mean? I asked. He leaned forward. They're always arguing. I frowned. Arguing? Yeah, he said. Constant fights. I didn't react. They don't trust each other, he added. I let out a slow breath. Trust. Farhan shook his head. It's messy. I stayed quiet. And Rizwan? I asked. Farhan sighed. He lost a big opportunity. I looked at him. What happened? He messed up at work, he said. Big time. I leaned back. And Aisha? Farhan hesitated. She's not doing well. I looked away. What do you mean? She looks tired, he said. Disconnected. I nodded slowly. I see. Farhan studied me. You okay hearing this? I thought for a moment, then said, yeah. And I meant it. Not because I was happy, but because I wasn't hurt anymore. That night, I sat alone, thinking, is this karma? I asked myself. I didn't feel angry or sad, just aware. A few days later, I was leaving work when I heard a voice. Wait. I turned. My heart didn't race. It just recognized. Aisha. She stood there. Different. Not the same woman I remembered. Her face looked tired. Her eyes empty. Her confidence gone. Can we talk? She asked softly. I stood still. Then said, what? She hesitated. Please. I sighed. Talk. But I didn't step closer. I stayed where I was. She noticed. You won't even come closer? No, I said. I won't. That hurt her. I could see it. But I didn't move. I just need a few minutes, she said. Say it, I replied. She looked down. She paused. I made a mistake. Silence. Heavy. Still. I looked at her. Then said, no. She looked up. What? No. I repeated. You didn't just make a mistake. Her eyes widened. I continued calmly. You made a choice. She shook her head. It wasn't like that. Yes, it was. I cut in. You chose to hide it. You chose him. You chose to lie. She froze. Each word hit her. I didn't think, she said. That's the problem, I replied. You didn't think. Silence. Her voice softened. I didn't want to lose you. I nodded slowly. But you did. She looked like she couldn't breathe. I can fix this, she said quickly. No, I said. You can't. Her eyes filled with tears. Please. I shook my head. I'm not angry, I said. She blinked. I just don't need you anymore. Those words hit harder than anything. She stepped back. What? She whispered. I'm done, I said. My voice stayed steady. No yelling. No pain. Just truth. You made your choice. She shook her head. I regret it. I know, I said. But it's too late. Silence. Long. Heavy. Different. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. And maybe she didn't. Is this who you've become? She asked. I thought for a second, then said, No. She looked confused. This is who I was always meant to be. She didn't respond. Couldn't. I took a step back. Take care of yourself, I said. Not cold. Just final. She didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stood there. Broken. I turned around and walked away. Behind me, no anger. No chasing. No begging. Just silence. I didn't expect to see him again. But there he was, standing across the street. Waiting. I stopped walking. Rizwan, I said. He looked up. Not the same. Not confident. Not loud. Just tired. Can we talk? He asked. I stayed still. For what? I replied. He swallowed. Please. I sighed, then nodded. Talk. We walked to a quiet spot. No one around. No noise. Just us. He kept his eyes down. I know I don't deserve to be here, he said. I didn't answer. He looked up. I messed up. Yeah, I said. You did. Silence. He ran a hand through his hair. I lost everything, he said. I crossed my arms. Everything. He nodded. Friend, respect, work. He paused. Even her. I raised an eyebrow. Aisha. He nodded slowly. She left. I stayed quiet. She said she couldn't trust me anymore, he added. I looked at him. And you're surprised? He shook his head. No. Then why are you here? I asked. He hesitated. I wanted to apologize. I nodded. Okay. He looked confused. That's it. What else do you want? I said. You want forgiveness? He didn't answer. I stepped closer. Or, do you want to feel better? He clenched his jaw. I just want to say I'm sorry. I nodded. You did. Silence. But it didn't feel enough. Not for him. Not for me. He looked at me. I didn't mean to hurt you. I laughed softly. But you did. I know, he said quickly. And I regret it. I stared at him. Regret doesn't undo anything. He looked down. I know. Another pause. Then I asked, do you miss me? He froze. What? Answer the question. He swallowed. Yes. I nodded slowly. And why? He looked at me. Because I lost a real friend. I didn't react. You didn't lose me, I said. You threw it away. He closed his eyes. I was wrong. Yes, I said. You were. Silence again. He looked broken. Not the confident man I once knew. Just someone who lost. Did you get what you wanted? I asked. He looked confused. What? You wanted something? I said. From her, from me, from life. He shook his head. I don't know anymore. I studied him. Then said, life already answered you. He frowned. What do you mean? You lost everything. He looked down. That's your answer. He didn't speak. Couldn't. Because it was true. After that, I walked away. No anger. No satisfaction. Just calm. A few days later, I was sitting in a small cafe. Quiet place. Just needed a break. Excuse me, a voice said. I looked up. A woman stood there. Simple. Calm. Kind eyes. Is this seat taken? She asked. I shook my head. No. She smiled. Thank you. She sat down. We didn't talk at first. Just silence. Comfortable. Not forced. She looked at me. You seem like someone who thinks a lot. I smirked slightly. Maybe. She nodded. I do too. We shared a small laugh. Name Sana, she said. I nodded. Nice to meet you. She replied. Same. No pressure. No questions. Just presence. She took a sip of her drink. You look like you've been through something, she said gently. I looked at her. I have. She didn't push. Didn't ask. Just nodded. I won't ask, she said. Not unless you want to tell. I appreciated that. Thanks, I said. She smiled. Take your time. We sat there, talking about small things. Life. Work. Random thoughts. No heavy emotions. No expectations. Just normal. And that felt new. Later, when I walked out, I thought about everything. Rizwan. Aisha. What they did. What I lost. But something had changed. Not everything. But enough. I stopped in the middle of the street. Revenge, I whispered. Then shook my head. No, I didn't need it. Because life already gave me the answer. They lost everything. And I found myself. That night, I sat alone. But not empty. Not broken. Just quiet. I looked at the ceiling. Forgiveness, I said softly. It doesn't mean I go back. I paused. It means I let go. I closed my eyes. And for the first time, I felt free. I look at myself now, and I don't recognize the man I used to be. Months ago, I walked into that room broken. Now, I'm still standing, I say quietly. I adjust my sleeves, checking my reflection. Stronger, I add. I nod to myself. Calmer. A small smile forms. Better. I sit down and lean back. The silence doesn't feel heavy anymore. It feels mine. My phone buzzes. I glance at it. Aisha. I stare at the screen. Then unlock it. Her message is short. I need closure. Please meet me. I sit still. Closure, I whisper. I put the phone down. Do I need this? I ask myself. I take a deep breath. Then stand up. Yes. Not for her. For me. We meet at a quiet place. She's already there. Waiting. She stands when she sees me. You came, she says softly. I nod. I said I would. She looks nervous. Thank you. I don't smile. I just sit down. Say what you need to say. She hesitates. Then her voice breaks. I'm sorry. I stay quiet. I ruined everything, she continues. I know. She looks at me. I miss you. I nod slowly. I know. Tears start forming in her eyes. I didn't know what I was doing. I did, I say. She freezes. I continue. You knew exactly what you were doing. She shakes her head. No. You made a choice. I interrupt. She looks down. Silence. Heavy. Then she whispers. I regret it. I lean forward slightly. And I accept that. She looks at me. Hope in her eyes. But I don't give her more. Because there's nothing left to give. She wipes her tears. Can we start over? She asks. I stay quiet for a moment. Then shake my head. No. Her face falls. Why? She asks. I sit back. Because I already did. She looks confused. I rebuilt my life. I say. I rebuilt myself. I can't go back. She starts crying again. I'm still here, she says. I haven't changed. I have. I reply. She shakes her head. Please. I raise my hand. Stop. She freezes. I don't hate you. I say calmly. She looks at me. Hope flickers again. But I finish the sentence. I just don't need you anymore. Silence. That line breaks something in her and sets something free in me. She whispers, that's it. I nod. That's it. She looks down, defeated. I lost you, she says. I shake my head. No. You lost yourself. She doesn't respond. Can't. I stand up. That's all I needed, I say. She looks up at me. You just gonna walk away? I meet her eyes. Already did. Then I turn and walk. No anger. No hesitation. No looking back. Just forward. As I walk, I feel it. The weight lifting. The pain still exists. But it doesn't control me anymore. I stop for a second. Look at the sky. Pain didn't destroy me. I whisper. It built me. I take a deep breath. I'm not who I was. A pause. And I'm glad. I keep walking. Step by step. No rushing. No running. Just steady. Just forward.